Hello, this is Run the Numbers. My name is Jason, and today we're going to jump right into a video on this Run the Numbers channel that discusses something that we've talked a lot about. You could say it's an update video. We're going to do yet another update about Yotta Bank. I've talked a bunch about Yotta Bank and the different kind of chapters of the story with Yotta Bank. And the reason there's this update now is because yet another chapter is unfolding. Unfortunately, this chapter is something of an ugly chapter. It is not something positive to mention. I'll quickly kind of cover the headline here is that Yotta Bank has frozen, or at least there's reports of this. Now, I don't have firsthand knowledge of these issues, but I've definitely heard from around my sources and other YouTube videos, other things I've reading in the headline news, and then just kind of from around in my network that yes, Yotta Bank has frozen some accounts, and some people are basically without access to their cash, to their hard-earned money. Now that's very unfortunate, of course. You don't want to ever have that happen in any way, because yes, these funds were meant to be liquid and meant to be accessible, and so now that they're frozen and they're not inaccessible, of course that causes a whole lot of trouble for individuals, and it's just a giant mess. Now, how did it get there? Won't go into too many of the details. I know that there's a whole lot of issues that stem from Yotta's use of a banking as a service provider called Synapse. Synapse had something of a big collapse and a lot of issues. You can read up on this. There's a whole lot of issues as to what was going on with Synapse and a bank that they were using, Evolve Bank, all this sort of thing. There's a lot of drama, a lot of issues. Again, I'm not going to go into too many details. I'll let kind of people go into the research, go into the details on their own. I'm just going to simply highlight here that I'm mentioning it because Yotta Bank has been something of a source material for me to talk about. As I've mentioned, of course, Yotta Bank has been one in the past, has been one of the banking solutions that I used. I used it for the reasons I went into in all the videos of how it had a fun factor to it. It had a savings element where you weren't going to lose your money, but you were kind of playing something of a lotto. Then it shifted away. There was something of a pivot from the company to make the experience, in fact, more of a sweepstakes, more of games of chance, heavily more emphasized, these kind of mobile game kind of usage, a lot of different ways that the Yotta experience changed, and it simply didn't become something of a fit anymore for me. I made a video, I'll put the link to that video in the description, that was basically to say I'm done with Yotta Bank. In fact, that video was titled, I'm done with Yotta Bank. I'm done with Yotta. So I hope if there's, at this point, a lot to be learned, and you could even say some blame being thrown around, I hope I did my part to sort of steer people away from Yotta as I made the decisions and made the conclusions that it was time to move away from Yotta. Now, you might not have moved away from Yotta because you might have gotten benefit and thought all these like sweepstakes-like experiences were something you enjoyed. So if that was the case, you know, that's kind of the decision that you were hopefully making and enjoying, and all this now hopefully about the accounts being frozen isn't something that, I mean, I hope it's not something that's impacting you. I don't know if it's impacting everyone, or if it is. Hopefully you're having ways to kind of work through all of it. But yes, like I said, hopefully you've just outright avoided kind of this most recent chapter, this most recent fiasco of accounts being frozen. Okay, so if this video kind of felt like this was a way for me to just kind of have some sort of like, I hope this isn't something you're going through. I hope you might have paid attention to the videos that definitely had my sentiments, where I was hoping people were steering away from Yotta, specifically if they were looking for the banking solutions as I once did, that were to grow your funds, and then you were seeing that in fact that wasn't the case anymore. I can go ahead and turn around here. So yes, you might have experienced all that along with me, and then I would hope you experienced my most recent sentiments and decided to depart or step away or otherwise, close down the usage, at least in a very significant form, of what you were doing with Yotta. Okay, so I hope I didn't just tease you also into how, oh, there's this big fiasco, and I'm just gonna scratch the surface as to why it's happening and how and the extreme details. I just simply don't know. Like I said, firsthand, I don't have usage of Yotta anymore, and so I'm kind of just letting you know that I hear that this is happening, and I just want for those that are going through it to have something of a resource. So of course, reach out to me. You could leave a comment. You could try to reach me in all the different ways you know to reach me, and I could try to be of some help in some way to put some ideas together. I don't want to ever give anybody specific financial advice. This is definitely not my profession, not my thing to do. I'm a guy that comes onto YouTube, lets you know of the things that I'm experiencing, including how I experienced a journey with Yotta, and I eventually decided to be done with Yotta. So hopefully that was all very clear. So it's, of course, great to see the things I go through and try to get ideas from it. But at the end of the day, I'm here to just help and, come up with ideas that you then can act on your own. Okay, so raising my hand here to just show that I'm hoping to help various folks. So please reach out to me by the fact that I can come up with some ideas that might be based on your particular situation. I really do want to do that because I know that this chapter with Yotta is not a pleasant one, and hopefully it's very short term. So I hope maybe even by the time you're watching this video, all these things are all worked out, and all the accounts with Yotta, if there are many or any, that they're all unfrozen at this point that you're watching the video. Okay, so I'll leave you there. Again, hoping to help, and that's the latest with Yotta. Okay, gotta run.